Hey guys, welcome back. I wanted to kind of discuss Michael Cohen. I've done a couple videos on Michael Cohen. It was back in the earlier days, and my first video I did with him was asking the question, when Michael Cohen, if you remember a long time ago, it happened after his offices were raided, and the prosecutor and I think the Southern District raided his office and took everything. And then the Helsinki thing happened, and then Michael Cohen released a statement that said country and family first. And everybody speculated, what could that mean? What could that mean? So I did a reading on that. And it definitely discussed, I think, what I saw was the fact that he was very disappointed at being abandoned by Trump. And his outlooks looked so grim. And when he got new counsel, he got new hope and he got a new game plan. Then, during the Manafort trial, when the guilty verdicts came down for Manafort, Cohen had came out and pled guilty to 8 charges. So that situation, when I did that particular reading, that was the second reading, that reading pretty much gave me an indication that Michael Cohen was a bigger danger to Donald Trump than Manafort. So now, yesterday, it came out that Michael Cohen is now willingly working with the Mueller investigation, and he's been doing interviews and stuff. So the idea is that he's now fully cooperating, and it literally took a lot of effort for him to get Mueller to even listen to him. So how much information does he have, or was Mueller, like Manafort, waiting for absolute cooperation because they weren't willing to take partial cooperation or accept that? So I am kind of curious right now where all that stands. It's like how, not Manafort, I want to focus specifically on Cohen. Because Trump has been pretty quiet about this whole, Michael Cohen thing. He's been very quiet about it. And, but his story has morphed from he's a really good guy to he was a very bad lawyer. You've watched the evolution and the morphing of his statements in regards to Cohen. But he's been pretty quiet about it, so I'm not sure if his, I don't know if it'll last long, but the question I think we should ask would be, how is Michael Cohen's cooperation with the Mueller investigation? How does that affect Trump? So I don't know. I mean, I did do a reading on Trump, and I go, well, just kind of a general. I was like, hey, how is Trump feeling? And in all honesty, he got some great cards. I mean, he was happy. He was feeling things were going great. Things were awesome. So it kind of really definitely led credence to the fact that he is really divorced from reality. He really is. So the question is how does Cohen's cooperation with Mueller, how does that affect Trump? And I don't want to go into it as in terms of how does it affect Trump personally, because I think the guy, he really does not have, I mean, he really believes that he's doing great. He really does believe that. I mean, that's what the cards say. I mean, it's kind of befuddling, but okay. That's where it is. If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. So this is going to be on how he's going to affect Trump. All right. So we're going to look at it from that aspect and not Trump's personal aspect. I mean, maybe it won't affect him so much right now. Maybe it is causing them to scramble. We'll just find out. All right. Let us go. Go. Let's see what we got. What sits on him? I have my deck upside down. So, a lot of nostalgia. So, again, we're here sitting here at the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is the nostalgia card. It is the longing for times before the current situation where everybody sits right now. So we have some longing for, you know, everything to be what it was a long time ago. I believe that's what that one is. So, all right. Inner reflection. So this is so I would probably say this would be Michael Cohen. He was forced to retreat, right? He was forced to go in. He was forced to retreat. He was forced to reflect on his situation and his relationships with the Trump organization and with Trump himself. So when you're forced into retreat, you're forced into inner reflection. And in some ways, when I look at Manafort, and I'm not Manafort, when I look at Cohen, I see, and this is not as excusing his behaviors and the wrongdoings he says. It's just, I just see from a general outside perspective, is I see a guy who has been working under someone who's narcissistic, extremely narcissistic. And that could, and there have been reports that Trump used to yell at this guy all the time and everything else. That would be considered an abusive situation. And if anybody's been in it, understands how devastating that is. It literally, that type of relationship eats away at a person's sense of identity, sense of who they are, and it can even eat away at their sense of what is morally right, because you are basically made a shell and you just do what you're told. So when you're forced into retreat, that relationship has been severed, and he is now forced and separated. He goes into reflection. And then you see this slow evolution of realization with him, even though he hasn't been out in the public, but the messages that's been coming is that he's been coming to a realization that his relationship with Trump was not very good. And he probably views, in his way he thinks about it, it was a horrible situation. The horrible things were done, and he's going to have to pay the piper, and he's going to have to be accountable for what he's done, but he's also going to want to stop the situation. So if you look at the evolution of what Michael Cohen is, I would call him a person that has come around morally and is also healing in terms of returning to the fact that he's gaining his own self-identity back. And that's a very big step, and it's a very long process for that to happen. It's not something that happens overnight. So it's not to excuse his behavior, but it is to just understand what type of relationship it is with somebody who personality who is like Trump, working for that person. So he's been through a lot of self-reflection, self-learning, self-understanding. So. Oh, okay. So right now, currently, how Michael Cohen's cooperation is in regards to Trump and how it's going to affect Trump is a lot of things are moving right now. So I would literally say, like, Mueller's got a lot of knights now, a lot of people who are on the opposing side that are now his side. They are his little knights. They are making things move forward. It is running forward. So, and these are some pretty major cards. So this is beyond Trump's control. He is not going to be able to control this. So, but he's wishing. So the challenge will become the world completion card. That is the completion to bringing this thing to a close and starting something new. So bringing this whole situation to completion. There could be a lot of coming to terms. There's still, the challenge is still coming to terms with what has occurred, coming to terms. And when you're looking at Michael Cohen's point of view, it's coming to terms of what he's done and trying to make things right. And in Trump's world point of view, it would be literally like just coming to terms with the fact that, you know, things are not going so well for him. So that's where that is. Okay. The outcome is Tower. So this cooperation is indicating that what I saw during the 8s and 8s and 8s reading, when I said Michael Cohen was probably a bigger threat than Manafort, there's a Tower moment coming. this, when I said in relation to this question, how does Cohen's cooperation affect Trump? It's going to cause a tower moment. The Trump Tower will begin to, the foundations are crumbling. They are beginning to fall. So so the longing for times before all of this is definitely prevalent, you know. And, you know, for Michael Cohen, if you really think about it, you know, this abandonment that Trump has done to him, it's actually, I heard an interview with, I think, the ghostwriter for The Art of the Deal. He literally said that when things get, in Trump's view, when things get too tough, when things get hard and too hard for him, he just leaves and abandons. And that's how people lose money and files bankruptcy and does that. He goes, when things get too hard, he just leaves. And I think that's what happened to Cohen, you know. So here we are in the past. So I would say this is the Six of Pentacles. This is sharing of information. So definitely after the whole inner reflection, and I would say that after the offices were raided, there's definitely sharing of information. And now he's, you know, working more towards, so this would be Cohen. So he was put into a reflective mode. He's now sharing of information regarding what he knows about any situation that would assist Mueller. And we don't know what that situation is. We don't know what information is. I'm sure it will come out eventually when the time is proper. So he's nurturing. Okay. And this, I think, would definitely, he's nurturing a situation, but he's not satisfied. Okay. He's working hard, but he's not satisfied. So here is, and I would say for Cohen, this would definitely be important because he's dissatisfied with how Trump has handed his fate to him, you know. And hi, there's my kitty again. Okay, you really like this. Okay, go over there. There you go. Go sit down. So anyways, he's handed his fate to him, and now he's going to be nurturing the situation with Trump in order to, or not with Trump, with Mueller, in order to bring some closure, give some information, because he did go to, when he said when he saw the whole Helsinki thing, he really felt like that sense of morality really started kicking in. And he's like, country first, family first, you know, and Trump is a danger. So that's what was reported, you know, and that's kind of him assisting and helping the situation here. Okay, so moving on. All right. This is going to be fun. So we have death here. The challenge is death. The challenge is change. So how is it affecting Trump? Well, his challenge is to not meet his fate, right? Trying to stop it. So this is his challenge of him trying to stop all of this, discrediting it, you know, making moves that are very questionable, abuse of power. This is them. Okay, hi, honey. I need you to help me out here. So if you've never seen it, I do have a cat, and she does sometimes visit when she wants attention. Anyways, so Trump's whole idea is he is definitely, his challenge is to prevent the end of his presidency. Yeah, he's going to try whatever he can to stop the investigation because he knows it's close. Even if he presents this, everything is fine, everything is cool, everything is kosher, you know, none of this matters, it's not about me, you know, nobody's pled guilty about me. That's just, you know, his wishful thinking, right? So he's going to have a tough time there. So the Queen of Swords. Okay, so right underneath the tower, the truths. These are the people speaking to Mueller, right? These are the people speaking to Mueller. And there's more than just Cohen, but he is speaking, and it's the truth. He's like, I am going forward. I'm making things. I'm done. I've got to make sure it all happens now, and I'm going to go speak. So this is more of a willingness card. It's not necessarily being forced into a position of being a knight. You know, kind of like the way we saw it with Manafort. He is willingly going forward and speaking. He's like, let's get this done. What can I do? I mean, and when you come to a realization what type of relationship you had and where and the falseness of it, and then you have all these people, even though they're all, you know, going to take you down for your own wrongdoings, they probably are saying, come on, we can make your life better. You just, you know, these are your possibilities. These are your options. And when he's being laid out options, he's seeing possibilities. And that makes things more comfortable for him to be able to do all this. Okay. The devil. Oh, yes. Here he is. Cohen has been forced into retreat. He's sharing information about the devil, right? Yeah, he's sharing information because he was tied from the devil. So this is a breaking the chains that bound him to that devil. So he's breaking that chain. He is severing the connection. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So the Hermit, sharing information about the devil. So he's definitely going, and it's definitely causing issues. So we have the Empress. This would be how it's going to affect. So everything is moving super fast for them right now, right? Everything's moving super fast. There's a lot of, he's nurturing the situation. He's trying to, you know, he's giving over information, and she's getting mad that I keep moving her tail. So everything is moving super fast. And he's sharing and he's nurturing the situation in order to help the situation forward. And by doing that, it is giving off new possibilities. You know, pregnant with new possibilities. These are new possibilities coming with the Empress card. So he's giving so much information over that it's going to elicit this Tower. You know, the sword of truth is going to start coming out. You know, for Trump, he's dealing with some serious issues, and he's just kind of trying to pretend it's not about him. You know, all right, challenge here. Oh, the wishes card. So when I say Cohen, how is this going to affect Trump, his cooperation? It's going to. So when you see this, these are the challenges for Trump, right? It's the challenges is trying to, you know, bring something to completion. His challenge is to prevent his end. So he's going to try to discredit and stuff. And this would be the wishes card, the Nine of Cups. In some ways, this is Trump. You know, in the other deck, the Rider Waits, but this is really about wishes not coming true. His wish is not going to be granted. Trump's wish is not going to be granted. His challenges are so great. So we have Tower, Queen of Swords, and Trump. So it's going to be, this is the Four of Pentacles. This is just trying to hang on to what you have. This is, you know, the Tower moment occurring, the people talking to Mueller, and he's just going to be just trying to hang on to what I have because, you know, got all these challenges, right? So we might have an issue here with Trump. I think this is more damaging to him than he really believes. I mean, like I said, he lives in his own little bubble. The last reading that I had with him, he totally he's happy, he's going forward, he's go-lucky, he believes everything is working in his favor, he's got everybody moving, he's angry at people, he just lashes out at them and they'll do what he wants. Yeah. All right. So, this is challenging. Anyway, so here's the last card. It's charging forward. Yeah, no, Trump's is going to be, he's wishing Trump is wishing for the old times because the legal system is charging for it. His Mueller, everybody who Mueller has managed to flip for him are now his knights, and they're all charging forward. So, and we have a tower. We have people talking. And we have Trump trying to hang on to what he has, just hanging on by the, you know, by his fingernails. So, there it is. And his challenges. The completion, to complete it, is a challenge, you know, and I really, underneath, because the death is right underneath, it's the completion to his end of his presidency, or the end of Trump's business, because Cohen is very involved in Trump's personal life, as well as also assisting him into the White House, and then the wishes not being granted. So I really think Trump is not fully aware how dire his situation is. Cohen is definitely on board. He is so on board. He's very on board. He's ready to do whatever he can to help the situation. You know, I mean, he knows him. If there's anybody out there that knows Trump out of the entire group, right, that's been charged, Cohen has been the closest to Trump. So, yeah. Michael Cohen, I still think, is the bigger threat. I think, you know, Manafort, when he comes in and he does something, you know, when he comes in, I mean, he can only come in from really the aspects of when he was brought on board to the president when he was running for presidency as a candidate. He can move that forward. So when Manafort, with Mueller, he's going to be going into Manafort's ties to all these outer influences and how they are affecting the election process. I think that's definitely true. That sits there. That's just one aspect of the puzzle, a very important puzzle, probably way more important than, you know, Trump. That's a bigger, because that's something that goes back many, many, many years. But when you have Cohen is tied specifically to Trump. So Trump's situation is not all that good. Not at all. He's definitely longing for some nostalgic days, but, you know, everybody's just turning on him. His loyalty house has shrunk immensely. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and I apologize for my kitty's tail of her trying to, you know, clean everything up. But I hope you enjoy this reading. I will speak to you the next time. I probably won't be able to do too many videos over the weekend. I will be away, so I hope nothing too crazy happens while I'm gone. I'm sure it will, but we'll deal with those when I get back. So I hope you all have a very amazing weekend. Focus on yourselves, take care of yourselves, love one another, help one another, take care of one another, your family, everybody. So until next time, see you soon.